Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today's episode is on inner divine union. And so in today's episode, we're going to dive into what the inner divine union is for you. And also, we're going to talk about the most important practices to really integrate this inner union experience into yourself. And what else? What else? Yes, so we're going to dive into the how-to as well, of course, and also what they're saying to me is that we want to be a little bit more playful today. So let's be a little bit more playful, the goddesses are saying. Yes, thank you. So hello, my gorgeous sister. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope you're breathing and feeling and not letting the pressures of the whole, oh, it's a new year, I gotta get really busy right now. Everything gets done in the perfect timing. And it's good to have a little bit of a, all right, let's get it going, let's get into the flow. But it's also good to still always maintain that balance. Remember the goddess balance of rest, work, play, right? Stay in that balance. No matter the beginning of the year, no matter the end of the year, no matter summertime, no matter wintertime, we just want to find that rhythm and flow within ourselves. So we're always on vacation. So we're always feeling good. So we're always inspired. So we're always happy to be in self, right? It's about maintaining this beautiful inner balance, which that is actually the inner divine union. So before we dive in, they're showing me something really funny. So the divine union, right, that we hear about and learn about in terms of with another person, and it doesn't have to be that it's only for, you know, man and female. No, it can be same-sex couples. It can also be, you know, neutral, self-acclaimed, you know, ways of living and identifying. And it's really always about understanding, and I know you know this, that one is always going to have more of the feminine energy and the other is always going to have more of the masculine energy. It's not always intended, right? And this is oftentimes when so many relationships break up because, you know, it's really in the wrong places. The energy is misplaced. And, you know, a lot of course, dysfunction still gets played out. A lot of karmic, you know, dynamics are still being played out in and through these imbalances, right? So when we think about divine union, it's really understanding that we're leveling up. We're leveling up into a more healed, more conscious, more embodied, more grounded place, because feminine energy balance is always deep grounding. It's being grounded, it's presence, right? We're present when we're grounded in our feminine energy. And so this union that we're wanting to visualize right now is, you know, it's something that you want to be playful with. It's something that you want to be flexible with. It's something that you want to also recover your belief in, because I'm hearing right now that, you know, many have quite jaded in and around love and you know what a healthy and happy union partnership actually could be like and feel like and look like and taste like and smell like, right? Like we don't know. And so there's a little bit of a playing with the unknown, but there's also, you know, allowing yourself to bring back that childhood innocence when you actually believed in it, when you actually knew it was true. Because it's really just the conditioning that has covered it up, that has layered over it, that has jaded, that has shut down, that has disconnected from it, right? and unhealthy and karmic and painful lessons and experiences of disappointment and betrayal and love, has become the norm, right? That's been the normal way of, yeah, well, sooner or later, just wait for the other shoe to drop, right? But so that's the old paradigm, right? That's the old way. Divine union means there has been healing that has been taking place personally, intentionally on self, right? Because only when we're healing, we're shifting out of having to play out the karma. We're shifting out of having to experience through suffering and pain and disappointment, right? When we're healing, we're shifting up and we're leveling up in vibration to higher timelines, to higher dimensional consciousness, where now the vibrations are raised. And we are able to work with relationship and learn from relationship and still grow and evolve, of course, but it's not through like these old wounding trauma energies any longer, right? Which that at this level is way too jolting. That's like, what? Right? No, it's like it's a much more leveled, much more connected, much more in tune, right? Taking responsibility, listening, communicating, it's very sensual because it's soul, right? It's a soul connection, it's a soul recognition. And immediately that brings in new levels of respect, new levels of devotion, new levels of trust, right? New levels of just that ability to be in multi-dimensional experiences all at the same time while in this human vessel, right? So of course it's all elevated, and the healing continues faster, easier, with less punches, right? And not even punches. It's it just becomes more of a, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? I need to just take a few moments with myself, or I need to just take the day with myself, or I've got to revisit, where is this energy coming from right now within myself? It's very much taking responsibility for self and what's going on, and being very truthful and authentic with self, right? As that inner identification, because what is divine union? Divine union is, as we always know, you being in your divine union within, right? So now let's play with it a little bit. So they're showing me these two sides of you, right? The feminine and the masculine. You have a feminine and you have a masculine within you. And you can even give them little doll-like, features and characters. And because in the end, what we're wanting to experience externally is something that we have to, of course, have some sense of on the inside. So the healing has leveled it up, right? The consciousness has opened it. The embodiment, the grounding, the presence is there. And then from here, this inner union. And so I'm talking to you as a woman, right? I'm talking to you as a goddess. And as a goddess, why are you a goddess? Because you're divine, right? Goddess is never thinking she's this human character. Goddess is never going to think that, her illusions and her fears or doubts are real. Goddess is never going to be in a victimizing or victim or victimer position, right? Because goddess is in the realization of self. She knows who she is. She knows she's divinity. She knows she's infinite, eternal being. She knows she's one with the light and she's here for the light. Goddess is very aware of who she really is. And in order for that to be the case, Goddess is in her feminine energy. So this inner balance of, masculine and feminine within really needs to be fully repatterned, right? Really needs to be fully re-imprinted. It's a brand new, way of showing up in this inner balance, because how much of the time are you really in your feminine energy? And so you really have to understand that this is your personal devotion to yourself. This is your personal commitment to this elevation, to this harmonious, soul connected and recognized experience while in human form that is off the light, right? And so you have to be that, right? Or you have to, have that understanding that that's what you want, that that's what's possible. And you're going to work on yourself. So you're going to get that. So you're going to get that because that's what you want to experience, because you're tired of the karmic repeats. You're tired of, any kind of old paradigm, wounding, trauma, ways in which you have thus far lived love and given love and received love and experienced love, right? And so these two characters that are in you, right, the woman and the man, these are the parts of you. Who are you in your female form and who are you in your masculine form, right? And remember, your feminine brain is the right side, which reflects to the left side of your body. The masculine brain is the left brain, which reflects over on the right side of your body. So, see if you can even feel a balance within your body. Are you feeling both of your sides? Are you feeling both parts of you? Right? Because every goddess is fully aware of who she is, her divinity, right? But she's also so fully embracing this physical manifestation. This is what she chose to do. She came in, she picked out an awesome avatar for herself, right? And she loves her avatar and she takes care of her avatar. And she controls her avatar. Like the avatar doesn't control her. She controls her avatar. She controls her thinking. She controls her things to say or choose or do, right? But she also allows herself to have fun with her avatar. She's here to be playful with her avatar too, right? So then how does this all now look for you? Right? So this is where you're going to want to spend time with it. Like there is no magic wand that's going to go ding, you're in perfect harmony now. You're in perfect balance and joy. Right? This is you choosing to do it for yourself and working for it, because nothing here is handed to anybody. Nothing is handed to anybody. And no matter how much you may look around and say, well, that's not fair, and that's not fair, and they've got that, and I don't, and I've worked much harder, and da 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 da. You don't know. You don't know. Some souls are here for resting lives. Some souls are here because they've earned it in other lifetimes, right? You can never judge the book for its cover. So it's very important to understand nothing is handed to any of us, right? We're here on this school platform format where we get to work for it all. And we get to not only work for it, but we get to claim it. We get to remember it. We get to embody it. We get to be it again after all of that darkness, after all of that density, after all of that fear and pain and struggle. We finally are free enough and the vibrations are high enough for us to really step into it and really be it and really embody it and really have fun with it. So the ways in which you've been conditioned in your masculine energy for millennia through all of your lifetimes, or most of your lifetimes, that needs to be repatterned. And so for you to pay close attention to yourself on how much are you in your feminine energy, how much, that's the first practice. And it's a long and committed practice, because you're going to have to find ways in which you can be in your feminine energy and your masculine energy at the same time. In the beginning, you're going to find ways in which you're more in your feminine. So you're learning your feminine, you're leaning into your feminine, you're beginning to enjoy your feminine. And then you're going to be in your masculine again. Maybe it's at work, maybe it's when you're out with friends, who knows, right? So in the beginning, it's going to be this back and forth, the one or the other, which then never really truly means 100% one or the other, right? It's 80-20 or 70-30 or 60-40, right? It'll always go back and forth, always, even when you are in that divine union, right? So let's use a goddess, for example. Let's use the goddess Athena. Athena as the goddess of war and wisdom. And she accesses her wisdom from within her feminine energy, because it's not about how many books she's read and how much she's studied, right? Her wisdom comes through her divinity, because as we are in our feminine energy and we're one with everything that is, we're also one with the wisdom. We're one with all of the knowledge that is accessible through the universes, through the cosmos, right? That's where she draws her wisdom. She's not been here, constantly in every embodiment as Athena. So the wisdom is much deeper, right? The feminine energy is the well of wisdom. It's the depth of the ocean. And so then the war side to Athena is the masculine, where she uses her masculine very consciously, very strategically, and right, very precise. And she uses it very actively and consciously, and but all the while she's strategic and precise in her choices. She's always connected and one in her true self. She's always aware of that she is the divine. She's always in her feminine energy. That never changes. But she's able to use her masculine because she knows she's in this vessel. This is just an avatar. And she's using her avatar with the gifts and the special talents that the avatar came with. Right? There are certain imprints in this human avatar that make each and every one of us unique. And that's meant to be this way. So she uses her avatar so precisely and so perfectly and playfully, right? She doesn't compare herself to other goddesses. She doesn't, like, she knows every goddess is a snowflake and every goddess is different and here with different missions and different qualities. And that's perfect. And so she uses her masculine energy and she's playful with it. And the masculine is also, the form, the physical form. And so she loves her form and she's proud of her form. She's powerful in her form. But that doesn't make her any less feminine, right? Because she's always connected in her feminine, in her divine. The problem arises, and this has been the case mostly when women are all that, but only in their masculine, right? And very, very, very little feminine, right? So then it just all becomes masculine and ego, right? And so that needs to be rewritten completely, and only you can do that. And of course, there are levels and steps to take, but the most important thing for you to focus on right off the bat, that's the foundation, is, are you at least aware of being in your feminine energy? Are you able to build in your feminine energy into the day as you're at work? Are you able to find yourself in your feminine energy in new ways when you're interacting with your partner? Are you able to recognize your ego, right? Because when you're in your inner divine union, you continue to heal and grow and deepen. It's something you want to do. It's something that you're devoted to, because you know that the deeper you go, the more you learn, the deeper you heal, the more you grow, the lighter you become, the more you deepen into your divinity and embody even more of your powers, right? Because not only the physical aspect, the avatar is equipped, but of course, you as the divine, you're the most powerful force in existence. Yes. And so as we're elevating, right, as we're reaching, higher levels of frequency embodiment, we're now really beginning to have fun with it and play with it. And, you will find your ways in which you're more in your feminine energy when you're in an argument. And you will find your ways in which you're more in your feminine energy when you're out dancing with your girlfriends. And you're going to find your ways in which you're, more able to be in a relationship in your feminine energy when you're in a relationship, right? So you're going to find your ways, but you have to play with it. You have to feel your way into it, because you need to deepen into yourself. You need to stop thinking. You need to be authentic. You need to feel your intuition. You need to feel what your body is telling you. You have to feel the energy and the sensory and everything that makes you shift from sexual into sensual, right? Because goddesses are very sensual and, are very much in their bodies and are very, very, very open, but open never means available, which that's again masculine energy, right? So again, it's a shift. And so, it's you just redefining yourself. It's you redefining yourself in all areas of your life. And you can play with the little puppets, the little parts of you, the little male and female within you. And you can play make believe, and you can practice how you're gonna sit back, and how are you gonna listen, and how are you going to respond when you're receiving, and how are you going to nurture, and you know what I mean, like play with that, and play with that with friends as well, right? And or play with yourself being in the masculine part that is you. Right? How is your masculine self going to go about arguments? How is your masculine self going to go about disagreements? How is your masculine self going to, be different in regard to speaking your truth? How is your masculine self inside going to be in regard to the to-do list, the scheduling, the work management of your time, of your energy, right? Like you're gonna have to retrain your masculine side too, right? Because your masculine side is used to being in charge. Your masculine side is used to, cracking the whip. Your masculine side is used to competing and comparing. Your masculine side is used to, poo-pooing, resting, the three ways of the goddess to balance rest, work, play, right? The masculine energy is used to not allowing for that rest, for that play, for that kind of a balance, right? So you're going to have to really, you see, right, how deep this patterning and repatterning has to go, that you get to play with, that you get to have fun with, that you get to explore yourself with in new ways. But the thing that I can tell you for certain is that the more that you spend time in your feminine energy, the deeper you go into your feminine energy, the more you are going to want to be in your feminine energy, because it's really, it's really the source of all of that grace and beauty and strength and power and peace and lightness. Yes. And so the more that you are in your feminine energy, the more you are going to be very intentional about being in your masculine energy, and you're going to enjoy that and you're going to love it. And at times you're going to be really heavy in your masculine for whatever reason, but then you're going to notice that. And then you're going to be like, okay, let me relax back into my flow, right? So you're gonna find new boundaries for yourself. You're going to find new preferences for yourself. You're going to find new guidelines for yourself that are going to help you when, let's say you're on a date and you're really wanting to make it a new way of being for you to be in your feminine energy, right? So you're going to have to stay mindful of it, right? As much as you want to be in the moment, but you're going to have to stay in self-observation. You're going to have to watch yourself so that you're not over talking. You're not filling the space, right? But you're actually able to just, lean back and still be there and fully present and engaged. Yes, but you're listening too. And you're feeling more than thinking. You're sensing more than reacting, right? You're receiving from this person, right? The words, the actions, right? It's you have to practice that. So make it fun, make it playful. You can't get heady over it. You can't get stressed over it. You can't get overly analytical about it. You just can't do that to yourself, because then you're in your masculine energy about being in your feminine energy, and that's not the way it works. And that's not the way you're going to feel good about it. And that's not the way it's going to feel right, right? For you to really play with how you are in your feminine energy, how you feel from yourself to be in certain situations, right? That's how you get to be the individual goddess that you are. Right? And you, as this individual goddess, the more that you're balancing yourself, the more that you're really loving both parts of you, the divinity you and this avatar that you get to play. How fun is that? Right? So loving both parts of you fully and keeping to, deepen and healing and opening and embodying more of your divinity, of your light, more and more and more forevermore while in human form. And so as this is then becoming a new way and a stability and a peace and a harmony within yourself, right? That's wholeness. From here, you're elevated to, be in that exchange now with a partner. And of course, within that partnership, there's continuous growth, continuous healing, continuous deepening. But like I've said, it's not going to be of these old low vibing, karmic, like painful experiences anymore, right? It's going to be much more productive. Let's say it that way. Right? It's going to be more supportive too. It's that soul connection is very unconditional love and acceptance and understanding and holding space and giving space and understanding the process of the sealing and trigger, and that's a part of the process, and wanting for that to flow, wanting for the relationship to be happy, wanting for the other person to be happy, right? Wanting to be the happiest self, right? And wanting to be the clearest self, right? It brings just so much to the experience, where from here, of course, all manifestations just, take on, like, multiply, 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 in terms of, impact. And one last thing that they're telling me to share about is that, and I've heard this before, many complain about this, is that the more that we heal and deepen and grow and embody our divinity, the smaller the pool becomes, right? And all of that is just so irrelevant, right? Because who needs a pool? We don't need a pool. We just want that one unique match, right? Because you are so unique in yourself, in the way that you are here to, explore this experience. And there, as you're elevating, the pool kind of like drops away, and the elevated ones, those vibrations are gonna find each other, right? So that very unique soul that is for you, the two of you know each other already, right? You've planned this. It's part of the higher orchestration. It's part of the higher self orchestration that's always, always at play, always maneuvering, right? All of our higher selves are already chatty Cathys, right? And so you don't have to drop into that lower vibration of fear or worry about that, and how it's a needle in a haystack, some people say. And I'm like, yeah, but that's the old perception of it. That's the old way of seeing it. When you see it from the vibrational point of view, there is no haystack, right? It's just, the light sees the light. We already know each other. We all already are, here together anyways. We're all one. But, certain souls play different characters, different dynamics for each other. And, and now, as this new earth is fully anchored here for us to manifest into, let's play on the elevated levels, shall we? Of course, there's still, lower level games playing out too, but that's okay. We don't need to be on those. We can stay, up on these higher levels from where we're actually actively co-creating with the light and allowing ourselves to really be playful with this rewriting to the deepest levels and through all areas of life. So this is not a one size fits all kind of thing. You get to be the unique goddess with your gifts and your talents and your ways and your visions and your mission and your talents and your preferences, right? You get to be you, and you get to have fun with it, and you get to really move your divinity through this avatar and have just the best time. And so the more that you are resonating with yourself in these ways, and is your masculine going to really, accept your feminine, and is your masculine going to be supportive of your feminine, and the feeling and the processing and the listening to the intuition, the trusting of self, and the listening to the body and resting? And is the feminine going to, really allow for the masculine to be, feeling strong and supportive, and being that provider and being that protector, and feeling like the king of the world, because, right, she's there in her goddess, right? So it's this really beautiful dynamic that you get to actually experience for yourself first, and that you get to play with and have fun with for yourself first. And then it'll all manifest. But don't be attached to that. Like, it's not really even about the external, right? Because the more that you are trusting the timing of your life, the more that you are allowing yourself to just be in this union and wholeness within yourself, the easier it is for what's next to manifest. Yeah. And maybe it's not meant to be that partnership. Maybe it's meant to be traveling, or business, or mission, or friendships, or, right, moving, or, right, like, trust the unfolding of your path. As you are leveling up, your path may change. So as the goddess, again, you're also very much in that alignment with your divine timing. You're not really too in the masculine, which would be the false way of being in your masculine, which the masculine wants to plan it all ahead and see it all ahead and know the timeline of everything. And so that's something you would have to rewrite, right? For example, because when you're in your goddess, when you're in your divine and your feminine, then you just know what's next. You just trust that it'll unfold. You'll just know when it happens, right? You don't know. Maybe it's best for you to move now that you're on a higher timeline, or maybe it's best for you to start these acting classes, even though it doesn't really make sense to the masculine, right? So again, you have to let yourself be flexible, which is you being in your feminine energy, and trust yourself and listen to yourself and get deeper and deeper and deeper into your divinity. That is the most important practice to focus. How much can you be in your feminine energy? Go deeper, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. Make more space for your feminine energy. Have your masculine be in devotion to your feminine energy even more, right? Like really open into your goddess, really be in your feminine energy always. That's the goal, for you to always be in your divinity, knowing exactly who you are, always playing this avatar with gusto. Ah, so nice. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your light onto this planet. And as always, with love and light blessings to you and yours. Ciao for now.